All right, Madam Chair, you should be live.
Thank you very much, Brenda. Good afternoon. I'm Chair Tanya Rodriguez, and I would like to welcome you to the November 18th, 2021 Human Relations Commission virtual meeting. We're coming to you live from the Cherokee homeland, where the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians remain a sovereign nation to this day. We will now call our meeting to order. Duties of the Human Relations Commission of Asheville include, but are not limited to, make policy recommendations to the City Council which promote and improve human relations and advance equity in the city. Support the city's Office of Equity and Inclusion. Provide a forum where residents can raise issues and complaints relating to human relations in the city. Engage the community regarding the utilization of city-funded programs and policies for the promotion of human relations, and promote and improve human relations and advance equity in the following areas: public safety, education, art, and cultural opportunities, economic development, health and human services, and housing. All committee members and staff are participating virtually. We appreciate your patience as we temporarily conduct our Hrca meetings remotely. We are streaming live on our Virtual Engagement Hub, which is accessible through the Virtual Engagement Hub link on the front page of the city website and also linked on the committee page. We also have an option for the public to listen live by phone, dialing 855-925-2801. That number again is 855-925-2801 and entering meeting code 9723. Once again, the number is 9723. For those of you who plan to speak during our live public comment today, you will need to hit *3 to be put into the speaker queue. For those of you out there with us today, welcome. I will now go through and introduce all the commission members and staff who are participating virtually. For our commission members, please make sure to mute your microphone if you are not speaking. When you have a question or you would like to speak, click Raise Hand, and when recognized by the chair, unmute your microphone. Please remember to mute your phone after you are done speaking. Commission members, as I call your name, please say a quick hello. The list of members provided, pardon me, that was for me. All right, Vice Chair Brandon Oliver.
Hello, present.
Commissioner Susie Chandler.
Hello.
Commissioner Harvey Harold.
Here.
Commissioner Daniel Young.
I'm here.
Thank you. Commissioner Tiffany Devereaux.
Hello.
Commissioner Melanie Noyes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here.
Thank you. The commissioners that are not present are Alfred Green, Ivan Melchor, Alex Nava, Dolores Venable, Chris Weinbrenner, Emma Nicole Worthy, Crystal Michelle Reed, Marilyn Rayner, and that's it. City Council Liaison, we'd like to welcome Kim Rooney. Welcome, thank you for being here tonight. City staff members, I'd like to welcome Brenda Mills, which is the Interim Equity and Inclusion Director and the Staff Liaison to the HRCA. Aaron Miles is the Assistant City Attorney and our legal representative. Let's see, Brad Branham here tonight. Looks like Aaron, you're our lawyer. Glad you're here. Thank you. To help our audience follow along, I'll state each section of the agenda aloud. Again, I ask committee members to click raise hand to be recognized to speak. Please state your name each time you comment. Just a reminder that the public is listening on the phone, and this keeps them up to date on the order of the meeting and who is commenting or speaking. Moving on to approval of minutes for our October 25th, 2021 HRCA meeting. Commissioner, Councilwoman Rooney?
So just as a point of order, I was counting for a quorum, and because there's not a quorum at this time, it looks like we can't do an approval of minutes until we have a quorum.
Heard. Okay. So moving on to staff updates, we have a staffing update from Brenda Mills.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm glad to be here. Just got a couple of updates. As far as staffing, we have been doing phone interviews and interviews this week. We are making offers on the outreach coordinator and the training consultant. We may have to go back out for the analysts. We will know more at the top of next week, but it's very exciting. We've got some folks interested in the role, hoping to get offers out by mid-December, even if we have to repost. And so officially, I became the Director of Equity and Inclusion on October 29th when I was offered the position, and I humbly accepted. So y'all got me for a few more years to kind of lead the charge, and I'm very excited to do so. We've got a lot of hard and fun and wonderful work to do, and I'm very excited about it. The other thing is the Reparation Project. Tomorrow, the nomination and application process will kick off. Everything will be online for you to, for people to start either applying to be in those impact focus areas. Neighborhoods will be nominating their own representatives. There's an information session tonight along with your meeting, but there are two more scheduled for December 1st and December 15th. The project page, I'll update that a little bit more with the applications and other information we need to put out there, but I'll answer any questions you all may have. What I do want to tell you is that I'm excited about this. The historically impacted African-American neighborhoods, we have met with all of them, public housing. We're starting our outreach next week. We met with Southside on Sunday afternoon. They're really fired up and excited. They're getting ready to register themselves as a neighborhood, which is very promising. That's a long time coming. We met with Stumptown on Monday, so it's really glad to see some of those folks that I haven't seen in years. They were excited. We gave them a presentation and talked with them. We've met with the three legacy communities that you've heard about, all along, which was East End, Valley Street, Shallow, and Burton Street. But we are going back to Burton Street on Monday to talk with their leadership, and we're probably going to meet with Shallow right after the holiday. There will be lots of social media. I'm going to be reaching out to what we call the Village Roundtable. That is our connection with the African-American community. There's a list that we use that to get information out to our African-American community, as many as we can. Look for H signs. Everybody know what an H sign is? Those signs they put out that says you got a public meeting. If you would like to put it on your private property, or you can, I would love to bring you a sign. We will have them at the rec centers. We're going to put them out most of the places where we think people may or may not get information, like at the major intersections. We've gotten permission from planning and urban design to do that. So we'll be placing signs out the next few weeks. Go on the project page. I will have that up tomorrow. We're going to be putting teaser videos out about feedback that we got and storytelling we got back in June. So you'll really appreciate hearing some of the words of people maybe that you didn't get to hear during that. And then in December, we're looking to start a project with the county to start recording oral histories, written histories, whatever they want to do. So we're working with the North Carolina Room, the county. So we're really excited about that. So that's my report for now, unless you have any questions. All righty.
Thank you very much, Brenda. I'm really excited that you're our official director in the Office of Equity and Inclusion. I couldn't imagine a better fit for this position, and I'm really excited to see your growth and the growth of the office in the coming years. Commissioner Tiffany Develau, I know you got I knew you were like so you got the mic.
Well, congratulations again, and thank you for sharing the updates, keeping us abreast. It's really not a question, but just like as the department moves further, how can we as a Human Relations Commission, and then with our community engagement work group that we have, how can we best support the outreach that you're doing? Because I think that's fantastic. And I want us to be able to, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm clarifying the outreach for reparations or just the outreach for equity and inclusion?
For the department.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll get started working on work plans the next few weeks before folks get in the office. There'll be a lot of acclimating to city standards and what we have to do. I got to move to the office, haven't moved. I'd like to bring them to introduce you to them, get to know them, their backgrounds, what they're doing. And then you're going to be doing a retreat. We're looking at having a retreat. And once we do that retreat, we can talk more about how that all connects or what we want to do. But basically, showing up at your meeting, conducting your business, helping us do outreach. So each of you has a realm of influence. Send that link to that project page and anything else to your realm of influence. We need to make sure that Black Asheville knows what's going on, right? We want to because we know everybody does not do technology. Everybody, doesn't come to an association meeting. So if you want to email me ways in which you feel like you can reach out, we'd love it. I would love it. If you want to go with me to some meetings, we're going to be trying to go back around to the neighborhood meetings. I love doing that. So that's been something I've enjoyed. But any kind of way you feel like and listen, on that project page is a form that says, I don't want to serve on the commission, but I'm interested in helping this commission and this process. And you can fill out how you want to do that. And that will officially go to the commission. And we would love that. If you know oral stories, if you know just anything that you can do to support what we're doing would be great. And I thank you for asking that.
Thank you. Well said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Commissioner Develau. Commissioner Harvey Harold.
Yes, Brenda, can we ask questions about the reparations and the way they're handling it tonight? Or would you rather not?
You can ask general questions, but did you fill out the survey?
That's what I'm wanting to get into, because last night I was writing down what was on channel 13. I usually can rely on it. But as I read into the text of what you put up for us to read, the two were not the same, because it said the Reparations Commission, some of it was and some of it wasn't. It said the Reparations Commission applications, 25 members and 15 would be nominated from historically impacted neighborhoods. And then it said the applications will be taken from now until December the 2nd. But when reading further into the text that you gave us to read, it said December the 22nd that applications will be taken.
So let me clarify that we have not started the process. It starts tomorrow. We told people we would put applications out the week of November 15th, and they will be due back December 22nd. Part of the change in the division of neighborhoods versus impact areas, that was a comment on the survey. So we acquiesced to give 2 more spots to the neighborhoods nominations, and then we will have 10 in the impact areas, with the city council approving 5 and the commissioners approving 5. And while most of the time LOS information is correct, just go to the project page. The project page will give you more and detailed messages. And please always feel free to call me if you have questions.
Okay, does the 5 impact areas is like housing, economic development, health,
Yes. Yes.
education, and criminal justice?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Neighborhoods will nominate their own representatives. Those will be ceremoniously approved by city council and the board of commissioners, but mostly city council. And so if you are interested in serving in your neighborhood and you're in an historically impacted neighborhood, you can touch base with the neighborhood about that. They've been working on that for the last month. And then impact areas, anyone can apply for those as long as you have expertise in those 5 areas. We are working on some criteria to help the city council and the commissioners the best look at what we're trying to look for. And so that doesn't always have to look like, it can look like a neighborhood person, because you may have someone in your neighborhood that does economic development, or they're involved in education. So I encourage you to apply. The applications are twofold. They will be posted out there where you can print them and fill them out, or you can do them online. And if you know of people that would like, now, we don't see getting a lot of applications from anybody from the neighborhood. Most of those will come from the impact areas, because the neighborhoods will be submitting their own nominations. They're working through their own process. We talked to them, answered their questions. They're really excited about it. Most of the applications will come from the impact areas. And most people are generally used to doing it online. So there's 2 ways to do that. And we'll have printed copies in the city manager's office tomorrow or Monday for people to pick up. Does that help with your question?
That's
okay. Good question. Thank you. Can we, Chair Rodriguez, can we find out who's on the phone? I think you have another member.
Let's see. They can, they are muted.
Yeah, but they can hear you.
So if they would like to announce themselves. They can only unmute themselves.
Not sure who that is. Can we ask you to introduce yourself, number ending in 64? Okay. It's not a board member, so we're going to remove them from the meeting, okay? Unless they announce themselves. It's not Ms. Venable unless she has a new number. So, all righty. Okay, you can continue. Sorry for the interruption. Just.
All right, thank you for that. Next item up, are there any more questions before moving on regarding the Reparations Commission? All right, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing how that blossoms into something wonderful. It is definitely needed. Moving on to unfinished business for retreat planning. The doodle poll was made for December 4th, 2021, 9 a.m. to noon or 1 to 4 p.m. Location would be Hrca's Cherokee Center, Civic Center. Food will be provided, parking will be available. It does conflict with a big crafty event, but according to Brenda, we'll be in a separate room. There has been some conflict regarding this December 4th date. So if possible, could we agree on maybe December 11th, which would be a Saturday, and maybe even looking at, if Dion, Ms. Jones, you're gonna be coming up here soon next. And I just wanted to find out, and it's good to see you. And so looking to find out from everybody here if we can get maybe an idea or an agreement on that December 11th date, or we would have to go to next year due to the holidays that are coming up. So this is something that we don't really need a quorum on. Brenda and I discussed earlier. How does that December 11th date look for you, Kim? Councilwoman Roney, pardon me.
I was just checking that now. It looks like I can make that happen. I'd be happy to join you.
Awesome. And thank you. And Ms. Jones, how does that date look for you?
It's great. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I realized that the reason that date is available is because I will be out of town, so I cannot do the 11th. Sorry, but it's more important that the members of the commission are available.
Absolutely.
Because I could make it on the 11th, but I have a meeting I cannot get out of in the morning, so it'd have to be from 1 to 4. I'd like for us to try, Chair Rodriguez and I were talking prior to the meeting. We'd like to have as many of you there as possible. I'm thinking maybe we just look at it right after the holidays, like maybe the first Saturday. I think the first is the first Saturday, New Year's Day. I'm sorry, or maybe that second Saturday in January. Because we're trying to have it in person. I think it would be more meaningful to you if it was in person. I know the facilitator would love for you to have it in person if you could. So maybe January 8th. How does that fall with everybody?
Because we don't yet have a quorum here, is there a consideration to re-invite the group with a poll?
We can. It took forever to get people's responses.
Right.
It just did. We probably had 5, 6 people respond by the deadline, and I think people have later gone in and like put their information in. But if you all are generally okay with that date, I can get an email out in the morning, and we can check with the other folks. If they have some heartburn, then I'll do another doodle poll. I'll be glad to.
Commissioner Chandler has their hand raised up.
Thank you. So that anything that's early next year is going to be a real challenge. Our baby's due date is January the 6th. 2 days old or 2 weeks old, that'd be really challenging for me to get away after the new year. I think if the majority of people can make the new year happen, we should go for that. Just be aware that it's unlikely I'll be able to make it.
Brenda?
Yes. What about, would you be open to having a weekday a little bit earlier in the day? I just know I picked Saturday because I felt like it would interrupt a lot of people's work schedules. And I didn't want to, and we didn't want to do that. It is just one day, it's for 3 hours. Would that work for you all to meet maybe around 4, like 4 o'clock? We'd have to check with the facilitator, but just trying to come up with some other solutions that's not a Saturday and close to Christmas.
Well, I would like to make a petition for December 11 because it's before the holiday, and if we do this before the new year, then we'll be set up for next year to hit the ground running and take off with working plans put in place, ready to rock and roll. We would have ended this year on a good note where we don't drag this year into next year and talk about the issues. So I would like to make a strong recommendation for a December 11th at any time during the day for 3 hours for us to meet and connect and bond and do all of the things that magical Miss Jones will bring to us. So Melanie and Aaron, I'm gonna go with Commissioner Melanie Noyes, and then you, Aaron. Melanie.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw in that I support any time during the day on December 11th. I will be coming back from out of the country shortly before the 8th, and my energy levels, I might not be fully present. So I support the 11th if at all possible.
And Madam Chair, I'm informing you that with the addition of Ms. Rayner to the meeting, that quorum is now present.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Welcome to the meeting, Commissioner Marilyn Rayner. Would you like to I see your hand raised, Ms. Jones, so I'm going to bring in Commissioner Rayner to the meeting, and then you'll have the mic. How does December 11th look for you? Yep, you're muted.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
December the 11th?
Yes.
Okay. I'm flexible.
All right. All right, we're starting to look like we've got a good forward movement till December 11th. Does everybody agree to that? Maybe kind of give a thumbs up, and we'll mark that date as solid. Commissioner Daniel Young, how does that December 11th date look for you?
What day is December the 11th?
Saturday.
No, I got program with kids, and I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing with the kids for that. We can pick another day. After at least about 4 o'clock that evening.
All right. So then, would December 11th from 5 to 8 p.m. look like something we can all make?
That'll work with me if everybody agree with it. Can we offer that on Zoom as well for those who can't make it?
That would be up to Miss Jones. So I'm gonna hand it over to Miss Jones, and then Brenda. We'll hand the mic to you.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much. I'm excited to be here and really excited to get ready to go on this process with you all to kind of get to the development of an action plan for next steps, as well as some strategic planning for your organization. Now, what I would like to ask is, I've actually got some homework for you all. So some of this will be based upon when there's a date established, and then I can get via email, or I can get back with Brenda to see how I can get this assignment piece to you. One thing I did want to ask, and I know we said 3 hours, but you all have a good amount of work to do in a great way because you've already got a lot done. But I'd like to do a couple of things where you look at the history of your organization and what the activities and the triumphs are, and then us moving forward to kind of look where you think you need to be in a certain amount of time over the next year, and then developing kind of a strategic action plan for some tasks that you decide are going to be priorities. So with that being the case, I have 2 requests. One, I am really pretty flexible when it comes to format. It would be great to have the majority of you all in person if possible. I have done these kind of engagement initiatives with hybrid formats where we're able to have people in person and actually do a hybrid with Zoom, but that also depends upon the availability of the resources wherever we are going to be meeting. If we can do a hybrid where you could also, folks could join in via Zoom, but then also see the engagement piece in person. So some of this is really depending upon where you wish to land this opportunity and what date. The other thing I'd like to ask is, because this sounds like that you all, this kind of is a first time opportunity for collectively thinking about where you wish to go and move onward. I'm wondering, is there the possibility that this, and Brenda, I hadn't discussed this with you, but this becomes a 4-hour piece because you're talking about having lunch or some refreshments, but that could be a working lunch or a working meal, so that we would look at if it was, in the afternoon on a date, it would be 12 to 4, knowing that at some point you all would have good eats and libations. So wondering if there could be, to incorporate the eating piece, a 4-hour event. And that would be, on the front, Brenda, however you all agree to do that. The other piece of this is Saturdays. I know people often have a lot going on Sundays. If you did an evening one, it would then be closer to 5 to 9 because you talk about a meal. So just wanted to put those things out there. It's a very engaging and interactive process I'm going to be helping to lead you all through. So I'm excited about that. But with that the case, I do have homework. So I can talk about those assignments when we establish a definitive date. And I'll try to be pretty flexible all the way around.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jones. Wow, I'm so looking forward to this retreat. It's really exciting, and thank you for the opportunity and the option of having a virtual option of being there, a Zoom option, so maybe we could set up a computer for Commissioner Young to be present in the meeting. And I know this sounds kind of odd, but I know that Commissioner Young is really devoted to bringing the children in. And I was wondering if we could bring that in as a civics lesson to view the inside of government, and to maybe even bring in as the children being an audience for the process. Welcome to the meeting, Commissioner Alex Nava. Would that be something? I know that's just, but I felt that this is like a really good opportunity for the youth that Commissioner Young mentors to come in and see the process and understand civics and government a little bit more. And I don't know if that might be something that we can work out, or is that something that we can do? Brenda?
So I'm going to ask us to step back just a little bit. Let's come up with a date, then get a time, and then we can talk about what all that is. But also remember, we're still in the middle of a pandemic. So taking responsibility for other people's children, I'm not ready to do that. Right? And so I just think that's not wise right now. Maybe when we definitely could bring them in when we go back to meeting in person. Maybe we could have a meeting at a time that the kids could be there, but it's going to be enough to get all of you in a room and socially distanced and all that kind of stuff. And so the more people you add, the more exposure you have. So I want us to come up with a date. I cannot do a Saturday evening. I don't mind working on the weekend, but I just draw the line at after 5. So I do. It's a lot. So if we can pipe Commissioner Young in, could he join us between 9 and noon, or 9 and 1, or 12 and 5, or 11 and 4? Commissioner Young?
Yes, that's cool.
Okay. So what is your pleasure to meet on that Saturday, the 11th?
If it's gonna be on Zoom, I can come anytime. But I will be working with the kids during that time. So whatever
Okay.
time you free.
Would you all like a morning to midday or an afternoon? Chair, you could take that back over.
Thank you very much, Brenda. And that was a wonderful compromise. I really appreciate that conversation. Maybe suggest 11 to 2 is usually a really good time. Right in the middle of the day, everybody doesn't have to wake up 11 to 4. 11 to 4. Yeah. 11 to 4.
Can I make a
3.
suggestion?
Yes?
Any as early as we can. So looking at either 9-2 or 10-2 would be great, because after 12, I just create so much burnout and drain that I won't even feel like my best self as we're getting closer to the evenings. But that's just my preference, especially on a Saturday.
Would you be interested in doing 11 to 3? Is that a good, right in the middle? Is that a good, it's not like
That works.
waking up early and then we still have the rest of the day. Is 11 to 3 work for everyone? All right. I love it. We're getting stuff done, HRCA fam. Thank you. All right, December 11th, 11 to 3. That is fabulous. All right, I'd like to welcome Commissioner Alex Nava to the meeting. Would you like to say hello and
Sure, thank you so much. Apologies for being late. Work ran a little bit late, so I'm happy to be here. So happy we have a date. Excited to brainstorm with everyone. Thank you.
Wonderful. It looks like, thank you. Welcome to the meeting, Commissioner Alex Nava. It looks like we mixed our unfinished business with our new business. So our next item up for business, unless there's anything more in relation, pardon me. Oh, Brenda?
This is Staff Liaison Brenda Mills. We need to approve the minutes. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Brenda. And approval for October 25th, 2021 HRCA minutes. Motion is on the floor. Can I
I
get a
move
second?
that we accept the minutes.
Thank
I
you.
second.
Motion is seconded. Roll call vote. Commissioner Harvey Harold,
Here,
approve.
approve.
Would you? Oh, thank you. Commissioner Susie Chandler,
Approved.
Commissioner Melanie Noyes,
Approved.
Commissioner Tiffany Devereaux,
Approved.
Commissioner Brandon Oliver,
Approved.
Vice Chair, pardon me, Vice Chair Brandon Oliver, Commissioner Daniel Young,
Approved.
Commissioner Marilyn Rayner.
Approved. I approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Alex Nava.
Thank you.
Approved.
Thank you very much. So moved. Approval for HRCA October 25th minutes is moving forward. Next item up for business are community announcements. This should be events or other engagements of interest to the HRCA. And for this item of business, we have 5 minutes. Are there any community announcements that you would like the community to know about for the rest of November and December? Commissioner Tiffany Devereaux?
I'm not going to put the link here in this chat, but I'll email just a link to the opening of the application process for anyone interested in being a part of the African American Heritage Trail. So just be on the lookout to our email for that.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Debolo. Are there any more community announcements? All right, moving on to our next. Councilwoman Rooney?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I wasn't able to attend live, but I did watch the last meeting of the HRCA, where you had a presentation from Jean Troy. And I wanted to say thank you to staff and everyone who participated in making that happen. And for the way it was, just the presentation and the participation was really hopeful and encouraging. So thank you for your participation.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Rooney. If there are no more further community announcements, moving on to the next item up for business, which is live public comment. Did you receive any emails, Brenda?
I received no emails or voicemail messages, and there's currently no one on the line waiting to speak live at this time.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Brenda. Moving on to our next item on the agenda, our future agenda items, and a few of the things that the public may be interested in. And if you would like to write to Brenda regarding any of these future agenda items that we'll be discussing in the retreat, I encourage the City of Asheville and the residents and citizens of Asheville to do so. Training in city mandated equity and inclusion process, collaboration with city to create a complaint form for residents to city, accountability pipeline for complaints process for City of Asheville for city employees and resident complaints. I believe, Aaron, you're working on that. LGBTQ discrimination protections and complaints process, ADA compliance and complaints process, creation of volunteer mentorship program to support returning citizens, public safety, fair and equitable housing, and environmental climate concerns. If there are no further comments, questions, or suggestions, I make a motion for adjournment. Commissioner Noya?
Will Ms. Jones send out our homework for the retreat? I didn't quite catch that part. Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you for asking, and I think you're going to have a great time. So be ready to do a little bit of reading. And I can go ahead and give you a bit of that before you adjourn, is that the documents that Ms. Mills sent to you all, I want you to particularly, if you didn't have a chance to go through them, you have an opportunity now to go through them again, particularly the PowerPoint presentation, as well as some definitions of commissions. And I want you to really be thoughtful in reviewing those. What words or concepts jump out at you when you're talking about that? Because what we want to do is frame what original purposes of this organization are along the lines, how do you align with what similar organizations are doing throughout the state? And then let's use that as a foundation to move forward to help you guide where you all want to go as a commission over the next year or so. So those documents in that drive, I've already read them. So if you will, again, the local Human Relations Commission orientation training PowerPoint, please review that, as well as the activities pages of local human relations commissions and the monthly calendar of celebrations. Looking over those, what really attracts you or makes you excited about being on the commission? And you can, if you have a chance to print those out and circle those, or if you want to take notes, that's fine. That's one point, but I will email Brenda some other things for you to get ready and set you up for having a really productive Saturday on the 11th. So we'll give you a little snippet of that already to get started. Thank you so much for Melanie, Commissioner Melanie, for reminding us that you all had homework.
Thank you both. Commissioner Tiffany Debelow has her hand raised.
I just want to say thank you, Ms. Greenlee Jones and Hayes. It's just so nice to see you. I'm really excited about us embarking on this journey. So much appreciation from the city staff and everyone here pushing us forward in that. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And on that note, motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Wonderful. Roll call vote. Commissioner Melanie Noyes.
Approved.
Commissioner Tiffany Debelow.
Approved.
Commissioner Hrca. I think I saw your lips move and read your lips as approved.
Approved to adjourn.
Thank you. Commissioner Susie Chandler.
I have to know, Tiffany, did you have something else you wanted to add before we adjourn?
Right.
No, I was just wondering, like the procedure when the chair proposes that, isn't someone supposed to say, I want to put that motion out and then we have a second? Or you can put the motion out yourself as Madam Chair? That was
I
a
don't
question.
actually know. Hey, Aaron.
For the adjournment, the motion can come from the chair. For action items, the motion needs to come from a commission member other than the chair.
Thank you for the clarification, and thank you, Susie, for bringing it back, because I was.
All right. Need to get back in touch with my Robert's Rules cheat sheet. I approve adjournment.
Thank you. Vice Chair Brandon Oliver. Commissioner Danielle Young.
Approved.
Commissioner Marilyn Rayner.
I approve.
Thank you. Commissioner Alex Nava.
I approve.
Wonderful. So moved. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. Oh, before we go.
Chair Rodriguez,
yes.
If Brandon, Commissioner Oliver is a part of the meeting, he has to vote. He has to vote. He can't abstain from the vote. So
I remember that rule. Yes.
Well, an abstain vote is an affirmative vote, I think is what we discovered from that.
Yeah, an abstention is a yes here in North Carolina.
Motives and thoughts, and they want to know how to.
okay. All righty.
All right. Well, just in case, Aaron, what say you on this?
An abstention has to be approved prior to the motion and the voting occurs.
Okay. So what do we do in this situation? What is
I
your
will offer
recommendation?
this is Kim, your liaison. This is one of the few meetings where I see a vote happen for the meeting to be adjourned. Typically, the chair adjourns the meeting after a period for public comment, as well as an opportunity for last statements. So when it comes to a vote, like say on the agenda, if there's a tech failure such as we have seen in the past, if there's not an abstention, then someone who doesn't vote is registered as a yes. So in this case, Chairperson Oliver would be registered as a yes.
Okay. Noted.
Yes.
And also you don't have to vote to adjourn your meetings, but
Okay.
that's my understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Chandler.
So what I hear you saying, Councilwoman Roney, is Please don't make us do this again and just adjourn next time.
Well, I think there's some beauty in just making sure everyone had their last moments to speak, because we already saw that model tonight, that because everyone had another round to have a word, some questions and clarity were already offered, and I saw genuine kindness in that. I don't think it's a negative thing to have another round. So just know that you don't have to do that.
Yes, because in the rules of procedure, one person leaving the quorum doesn't affect it.
I love it.
It's
Thank
been an
all of
absolute
you.
pleasure.
Yes, it has been tonight.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you. Look forward to seeing everybody on December 11th and meeting. Our retreat for the public and those of you who are listening will be broadcast live. So just to let everybody know that. It's a public meeting. Is this what, Brenda?
It is a public meeting, but broadcasting live is not going to be doable anywhere other than City Hall, because we need the broadcast system in order to make Google stream on YouTube. So we will have seating for the public if they would like to come. We will notice it. Now, your meeting is also would have been that week. So we're skipping your meeting on December 9. I forgot about that. So I'm assuming we skipped the meeting. We'll have the retreat. You can conduct any business there. We will notice it to the public now as soon as I can get that all done. And then I'll work with our facilitator for an agenda and with our chair. So thank you for that. I'm sorry we keep stopping.
I believe our meeting is December 16 in November. I mean, in December.
So I'm sorry. I have two boards. So, are you still going to have another meeting on the 11th, on the 16th?
I think that would be a great thing, so that we can share with the public what we did with the retreat, and open that up. And since that would be on Zoom, I think that'd be a wonderful way to close out the year, with us meeting together, and then also bringing what we brought to the public, to the constituents that we serve.
Okay.
So that's full transparency, which I know is one of the biggest complaints the people of Asheville have of the city. And so I want to make sure that we do that in this commission, is to be as transparent as possible with the public and what we do.
All right.
So thank you very much. All right, meeting is adjourned. Y'all have a good night. See you December 11th. Take it easy.